Hello and welcome back, although not really back because I don't think either of us went anywhere, but regardless, I was super busy and then I actually already cast this game, but spoiler alert, I totally messed up the audio and so it was no good, so I figured I'd just recast it because this was a pretty good game. And up in the top right side on one team we do have RS Emperor as the blue Empire, and then as the green allies we do have Kiwi, and then as the purple Soviets we have Akhmal, and heading on right over to the left side we have God of War as the red allies, going to be sending out some dogs, and GTX 480 already getting up those dojo cores as the yellow Empire, and Couch, a friend of mine, so I'll try and keep this as unbiased as possible. But Couch as the orange Soviets over here, and he does have a bear, going to try and camp out on that barracks. Probably won't be able to do too much with Emperor's extra core right there, and Emperor is going to be going ahead and expanding. That doesn't even work, and Couch a little bit too late on that amplified roar, just couldn't get it, and we do have, looks like infantry coming out of Kiwi and a scouting dog, but we do have GTX 480 going to be trying to, actually you might be able to get some dog kills, or maybe, no, not a whole lot of infantry out of Akhmal, but I'm probably going to, well, I'm probably saying that name wrong, and I'm sure I will continue to say it wrong, because unfortunately, these games do not come with pronunciation guides, so you never really know what you're doing. Okay, I do kind of know what I'm doing, but you never know if you're saying the names right. And we do have a Magmageddon going down for RS Emperor, and it does look like Kiwi is throwing around some dogs. Kind of curious as to what this dog is doing. Not doing a whole lot. Might just be a little bit of protection against any infantry, that sort of thing. A couple of burst drones coming out of GTX 480, and that dojo court is scouting around like no other, but we do have some bears. So just some infantry heading out of Couch. While on the other hand, we do have just these dogs still running around. God of War did get 5 dogs selling off that barracks, and it looks like still no war factory or armor facility. He's probably going for that airfield as, come on, allies, what else are they even gonna do? But we do have a naval yard out of Akhmal throwing down that super reactor. Could be going for some Akulas or throwing down a war factory, and actually we do have GTX 480 setting up shop with a dojo core inside of these enemies' base, but spoiler alert, a multi-gunner turret from Kiwi has been thrown down, and he could have that attack that building, but not quite yet. Couch doesn't really have anything to move in with. He has a couple of infantry, and he has thrown down that war factory, and he does have that super reactor placed awfully closely to that ore mine, but he does have it walled off to protect it from a little bit of damage. But I've been saying but a lot, but because there's been a lot going on, and we do have Vindicators out of Kiwi going to be going on for some bombing runs. So like I said, allies, everyone knows it. They are into aircraft, and yep, we got aircraft out of God of War as well, just like, you know, you'd always see attacking units out of the other players, but looks like Couch was actually able to throw down a reactor there. He will be able to have some build radius if he wants to build anything, and Kiwi is throwing down all sorts of Vindicators. We do have a Tesla coil coming out there. Base defenses from both teams getting cleaned up there, and then we do have over here Javelin troopers inside of that Riptide, which this is quite a potent attack force when utilized correctly. Of course, this ore collector could run these guys over right away, and he does get, I believe, 2, no, just 2, I was thinking it was 3, but only 2. Stingrays are out on the move, and we still do have this naval yard, which looks like it'll be mostly what Akhmal is going to be using to produce structures with, or produce units with, and the hammer tank is going to be chasing down that ore collector, trying to kill it off, and it just might barely get it before getting taken out by that Chopper VX. No, the Chopper VX goes down from the Jet Tengus from GTX 480, so gotta say thanks to GTX 480 for those Jet Tengus keeping his hammer tank safe, but now Chopper VXs have transformed, and the Jet Tengu needs to be firing on the other Jet Tengu so that it can take those out. But Vindicators out of Kiwi going to be cleaning everything up, and the Riptide did get taken out, not before a Stingray went down, and both of those Javelin troopers going down. just now rebuilding that refinery. So actually, Ekmal not doing too good on the economy. Lost that refinery, lost a lot of mining time. He's going to lose a couple of conscripts, but takes out a dog for it. Not too shabby there, not a huge deal though. Jet Tengu going to be transforming, and actually the Tesla coil did get to finish, and a second one, no, Flak Cannon going to be going down. Couch getting a little bit ballsy with a barracks, and can they get the MCV? No, the MCV will get one of the Jet Tengus, going to crush it straight out, but down in the bottom, we just got some Vindicators. Taking out something or other right there, and Couch getting a crap bombed right out of him. He's going to have no crap left in this base. Tesla coil is not in range of anything, and the Chopper VX is just, you know, chilling backwards. Going to be able to do a little bit of damage. Couch might want to try and... He doesn't really have anything to take care of this Chopper VX, so he can't really consolidate his forces, but that Black Cannon will do quite a bit of damage to these units. He needs to take down that Striker VX and then see if he can take down some of these other units. He needs to take down this Striker VX. If he could take down the Conyard, that would be absolutely huge. Probably not going to be able to get it just right now, at least not with these few units. And actually, oh, that Striker VX crashing onto that hammer tank, and the barracks goes down, which means no more build radius for Couch. He's only got a couple of base defenses left. He might be better off just to sell those. MCV is on the move, most likely going for that expand, and it has been spotted by God of War, so he knows what's up. He knows Ekmal is hurting economically because he took out a refinery, and he's going to be looking to expand, although he did grab a second whale derrick, so that is 15 extra credit. That's every like 2 seconds or something. But the Bullfrog's going to be doing a little bit of damage to those Vindicators. Almost able to get one, but not quite. Those are going to be able to head on home, and this Tsunami tank should be able to just run over these 2 conscripts. Absolutely no problem. Got to be careful with that Tesla coil. Tesla coils do, of course, take quite a few seconds to charge, so if you're quick enough, you can get in and out no problemo. God of War is up to those 3 refineries, as is GTX 480, and Couch is up to 3 as well. Looks like Emperor is up to his 3, and Kiwi has taken 3 just now as well, so all of our players are up to 3. Ekmal at a slight, very slight economic disadvantage. He did get his refinery up pretty quickly, but that is 2,000 credits. He had to expend all that, and of course lost mining time and all that jazz, but this helped offset that a little bit, and it does look like God of War could be going for either of these 2 expansions, or both of them if he wants to be a little bit mean to GTX 480 and take his 4th. Although GTX 480 could very easily expand to the water, that is a little bit of a risk with considering how many Stingrays there were out, and there is still quite a few Stingrays out. Bullfrogs are getting taken out by a couple of Dolphins. Might be able to get this a 1-2, yeah, and then they should probably clear out of there because those Stingrays are pretty nasty. And Mecha Tengu's not necessarily the best choice, although actually could be just fine of a choice. Yeah, Kiwi has basically no ground armor, and he can easily switch a couple of these Tengus over, take out the Vindicators while they're in the air, and take them out while they're in the ground. Never mind, we do have 4 Apollos here. They're going to rip those Tengus to shreds if they do not get out of there. Tengus will have to focus fire to have any sort of a chance, but they will not be able to hold versus 4 focus firing Apollos. Those things just do too much damage. Satellites raining down on that refinery, and a couple of Tsunami tanks here to not do a whole lot, just here for support in case they try to land. Actually tanking some of that damage and almost losing both of them right there. That was pretty dangerous for Emperor. He almost lost a couple of Tsunami tanks with absolutely no benefit, although they did do a little bit of work cleaning up around here. And 5 Dolphins for God of War. Looks like he's probably going to be going for the harass, maybe do some damage, but Vindicators are on the move. They have spotted this. They should be able to take out 2 or 3 of those Dolphins, depending on how microed they are, how well microed they are. Actually able to take out 3, no problems there. Could have taken out all of them if they would have been microed a little bit, but that is not too big of a deal, and it looks like Couch has a pretty big army. Getting separated a little bit, although that doesn't really matter. There's nothing from Emperor to attack, and the Dolphins probably will get cleaned up, no problemo. We got 3 Stingrays right there. They're going to torch those guys, and no problem. and Emperor is going to be pulling back. He was hurting a little bit from having to defend in that early game, although Couch did put quite a bit of money into this attack and didn't really get a whole lot out of it. The Mecha Bay didn't go down, the MCV didn't go down, and he just had to rebuild a couple of structure and throw down some base defenses, which actually Kiwi was doing a pretty good job throwing down those base defenses, taking that 4th base, which actually, he took that 4th base when I actually said 3rd. And it does look like the Jet Tengu is going to be doing some attacking, and that Ore Collector switching over to their guns, and Couch could move in right now since there is a bit of a distraction. He was taking out that Oil Derrick, going to be taking it down, no problems. Cutting off a little bit more money from Emperor, and using the Terror Drone to lock down a single Tsunami Tank, just kind of keep it out of the action, or more importantly, keep it from retreating so that he can sit here and just kind of leech off of the bear. Went ahead and took down that Imperial Warrior. I'd say Couch has a slight advantage because if he micros well, the Hammer Tanks are heavier hitting than the Tsunami Tanks, but he could easily lose quite a few of his forces to this MCV if he is not careful and getting surrounded, taking damage to the rear armor, of course, very important. He needs to make sure to keep those guys clear, and actually, these Chopper VX is, now that they're in the air, give the advantage definitely to Emperor if they're firing on the right targets, which are not the bears, are not the right targets, and actually got the MCV with a Terror Drone that could do quite a bit of damage, could lead to the demise of the MCV, or he's going to have to pull it back to that Mecha Bay. Got a couple of leech beams going on right there. And it does look like Kiwi throwing down that Cryo Shot, not going to be able to do a whole lot with it, and actually taking both of those expansions, God of War being a little bit of a pest to his ally, although GTX 480 should expand. He has expanded to the water, so good move there. Looks like all of our players are expanding properly, except Ekmal. He's slightly behind, although he is at 4, and we do have Hammer Tanks going down all over the place. 3 Hammer Tanks going down there, right there, between that Tesla Coil and those Chopper VXs. That was a deadly combination. Not really able to do too much damage, and now Couch is almost going to throw away one of those Twin Blades. Look at that, just barely escaping. And the boot camp being thrown down for Kiwi. He's got full control of this middle section, and now he's finally got that armor facility down, and I'm sure he's got that tier 2 upgrade, although we do have God of War doing a little bit of damage, able to do a little bit of harassment on Ekmal, going to be able to do a little bit more economic damage to him. Ekmal just has these 5 Stingrays and not a whole lot else going on. He does have the Twin Blades from the airfield over here, but is that going to be enough? We do have Vindicators and quite a few Tangus. These need to be healed up. They are almost dead, and could be a lot more useful if they had full life. But we do have a pretty even attack force here. I think he has the advantage, especially with Kiwi's Bombers joining in, although Bombers probably could have gone for the Hammer Tanks, spared a little bit of damage from these Tsunami Tanks. Tsunami Tanks need to be focus firing down the Hammer Tanks instead of not shooting anything. A couple of these Tsunami Tanks just not doing anything. Twin Blades going down, crashing into a couple of those Tsunami Tanks, and one more Tsunami Tank does go down before the Hammer Tank goes down. A single IFV from Kiwi going to be able to get the assist, and actually these Tank Busters going to be able to tear up, actually Tank Busters, Tank Hunter is Generals. Tank Hunter is going to be able to clean up that multi-gunner turret, and some Imperial Warriors getting shotgun to the face, which is never a pretty sight, although it does look like we just lost an Oil Derrick for Ekmal. He does have a couple of Twin Blades here to core support, and throwing down that satellite going to be basically a complete waste, going to do a little bit of splash damage to the MCV and to that ore refinery. Needs to pull back his units or deal with these Twin Blades. He needs to focus down the Twin Blades that are weakened first, as he's only got the 1 Tengu. Going to be able to fold up that MCV, transform it into a mobile base, and the Apollo's here to tear up the Tengus. There goes the air support, but we do have IFVs here going to be able to do quite a bit of damage, and actually at least one of them, yeah, just that one is going to be, wow, able to do quite a bit of damage. I was thinking that was going to go heavily into the favor of the team right side, but actually with those clutch IFVs out of God of War, he was able to clear the skies and avoid so much more damage from those Twin Blades. Fairly even exchange. Not sure who would have come out ahead in that exchange between the two teams, but I was saying something, and I don't remember what it was, but I got distracted. Lots of dogs, possibly overcompensation, although let's take a look. Not overcompensation, considering how many infantry are here, and actually, able to get 4, 6, 7 units. 7 infantry right there, and actually a tank with those Badger bombers going to be throwing down, and a MiG getting focused down by those jet Tengus, not the best. But we do now have tank busters going to be taking down this ore refinery. Could switch it to the armor mode, switch it into that armor mode, and see if he can run over a couple of these units. Might not get anything. Vindicator going to be able to do a little bit of damage. And, well, microed by Kiwi. Yeah, all 3 bombs going to 3 different targets. Perfect micro out of Kiwi right there. He couldn't ask for anything better because only 3 bombs, naturally. We do have an engineer now out of RSI, but it is going to be spotted by that Kirov, or rather, it will spot the Kirov, and we do have the oil derrick going to get taken down by the tank busters, and of course the synchronized somersaults, which they actually did pretty well at, as you can see. 2 of them dropping out, and the remaining 3 dropping out in sequence. Always good to see with the Summer Olympics just behind us, them practicing for the next set of Summer Olympics. Will be in 4 more years, and IFV's taking a couple of pot shots at these Vindicators, not going to be able to do enough damage. They might be able to take down a couple of these Apollos, though. 1, maybe even 2 Apollos will go down. Not quite. Yes, it is going to be able to get it, absolutely shattering it there. Those IFVs, a couple of them just got ranked up. We do have 3 fully heroic. That is a pretty big deal when it comes to taking down those twin blades. Although if they're not careful, they have overextended, I do believe, and they will take some serious damage. Going to be wasting a lot of rockets, but if they can get the, the cryo shot might be perfect from Kiwi. He is going to be able to freeze 3 tank busters and gets the... That Mirage tank was dead anyways, but the MiGs return to base, oh no, God of War is totally owning those MiGs with his IFVs, although what can you expect? And actually this army just got owned, not, well, partially due to that cryo shot, able to take out 3 of those tank hunters. No small feat there, and actually the reinforcements getting totally owned. The micro from Kiwi, too good for GTX 480 in this scenario. Able to kill quite a few infantry, although GTX 480 turned right around and owned the rest of those dogs, able to do some pretty good damage to them. And now tank hunters are not what you want to be facing this army. You want to use God of War's units to take them out. A couple of hydrofoils down there, not doing a whole lot. Tank hunters need to step it up, fight these javelins man to man, although that would be an incredibly inefficient fight, especially when you've got the jet Tengus sitting right there. A better choice would, of course, have been those peacekeepers, able to take out that refinery. And Ekmal not doing too good with the cryo shot out of God of War, locking down a lot of stuff, not able to do too much damage. Was able to do a little bit of damage. Ekmal, this could be it for him. He does have quite a bit of infantry, which he does have twin blades and stingrays, although Tesla troopers could be the savior of the day, and that fully upgraded, that heroic stingray, going to be able to do some massive amounts of damage. And the multi-gunner turrets, this attack will definitely fail if it is just these tank busters and no support from anything. They're just going to get owned by the Tesla troopers and the stingray, although they would be able to do some serious damage to that stingray. Going to be able to take down that airfield and the refinery, and then the twin blades show up and are like, hey, let's shoot some stuff, and actually able to take down 1 and maybe even 2 of the hydrofoils. But the twin blades are focusing down the dolphins, which is not what they want to be shooting. Dolphins able to take out that harvester. 2 of the twin blades do escape barely with their lives, and it does look like GTX 480 going to be pulling back and then attacking over here, going to be attacking that armor facility, taking it down right quick, which is probably the best choice in that scenario. And the Guardian tank will get taken down, taking a lot of damage to the rear armor. No, it's not. It's just going to sit there and get off some more shots, shooting these jet Tengus, doing quite a bit of damage. He needs to be focusing down those javelin troopers, because he's not going to be doing very much damage to that multi-gunner turret. Can't remember the names of things. Mirage tanks will be able to deal with that a lot sooner, and we do have actually Yuriko out, and wow, RSI been going crazy. Emperor been going crazy with King Onis and Wave Force artillery. Couch is definitely in a tough spot, and he needs to get his own artillery to the front line to do that damage. A couple of chopper VXs or striker VXs mix into the fray there to deal with those twin blades. Going to be able to take down that harvester, no problem. And actually, this single peacekeeper going to be the hero for Kiwi, taking out a bunch of the tank busters, but not quite enough of them to make a big enough difference. Stingray getting locked down, which this is a great scenario for God of War because he's eliminated one of those Stingrays basically through a passive weapon, and that King Oni did get locked down by that Tesla Trooper, I do believe, and getting most of his army cleaned up. It does look like Couch got pretty well served right there, especially with these King Onis. Of course, their Bull Rush can do massive amounts of damage, but the infantry army for GTX 480 and God of War moving in with his Mirage tanks able to do quite a bit of damage. The cryo shot is not going to be good enough, I do not think. No, they are going to escape, but escape right into the Badger bombers. There's massive damage to those Mirage tanks. They are not paying attention. God of War is not paying attention like he should be, and the Terror drones are going to be able to do a little bit of damage. And oh, 2 shot by the Wave Force artillery. Emperor owning that Apocalypse tank, no problem there. What else does Couch have to deal with this? Not a whole lot. He does still have all of his tech, but not a whole lot of expansions left. Going to be losing that refinery, going to be back on 2 base, which in this day and age stage of the game is not good. They need to take out Ekmal, because Ekmal could definitely be clawing his way back into this game. He doesn't have much in the way of production structures, but he can still go strong. He does have actually, whoa, Combat Engineer is going to grab the MCV for God of War. Is he going to get it? Is he going to sell it up? No, he loses it! Oh, Ekmal, what did I tell him? Look at this. Oh, and now he's probably going to lose his armor facility as well. There is not a whole lot he can do. He's going to try and throw down something. No, he's not going to be able to throw down anything because the barracks is going for Ekmal, and this could be the comeback for Team Right Side. GTX 480, can he do it with the tank busters? Oh no, the Bull Rush from Emperor was too good. All of those dead tank busters, I do believe 5, 6 dead tank busters, 4 or 5 dead. Imperial Warriors, everything getting owned for GTX 480 as far as his infantry army going, not microing them as well as technically possible, although very difficult to try and step out of the way of that King Oni. Very nearly impossible to keep your units alive when trying to avoid being stepped on by King Oni, but 5 more do get taken out, absolutely crushed there. No, a couple of them did survive, so that's a story to tell. Yeah, I got stepped on by a giant killer robot, lived to tell the tale for like 30 seconds after that, and actually GTX 480 combined with Couch will be able to take out this army, clean it up, and locking down that Wave Force artillery. Absolutely the right choice, going to be able to take it out with those Tesla troopers. Brilliant there, but the dogs are here, and I don't think there's enough Tesla troopers here to deal with the dogs. Terror drone needs to get in on that dog action and kill them all, but Chopper VXs are here to do some massive damage to this army if they can. And the Kirov airship is Yuriko. Oh man, Yuriko is still out. Yuriko will totally destroy this Kirov airship. Just watch it go down, and right there, that is possibly the most frustrating thing ever. Because you got like, what, 1,800 credits just gone right there, and the small attack force from Ekmal doing way too much damage. Oh my gosh, Ekmal, you're going insane. After losing basically all of your production structures, you're coming back in a big way, totally crippling Team Right Side, taking out 2 MCVs effectively and an armor facility at least. An Emperor now going to be cleaning up the rest of Couch's frontline forces. What does Couch have left? A couple of production facilities, not a whole lot else, but GTX 480 going to be going for the very slow kill of these units. These units could be attacking some other stuff, not going to be doing a whole lot at this moment. 1 Terror drone is not going to be enough. If he could focus down a couple of these King Onis, he wouldn't be in too bad a shape, but then he still has to deal with the rest of the streaming army, which actually isn't too much, but more economy for, actually no, they're on the same amount of refineries, which is kind of silly, although God of War has been doing a pretty good job throughout this whole game with the Harvester harassment. He's taken out 5, 6 refineries, I do believe. He's taken out 3, at least 4, I do believe, maybe even 5 or 6. Refiners throughout the whole time in GTX 480 might be able to make a comeback here, cleaning up the rest of Emperor's army, going to be able to do some massive damage, but he is losing his own home base, and he does still have a mecha base, so he can still get his MCV back, but he doesn't have a whole lot else going on. And actually, no, yeah, because God of War lost his, yeah, he is all out of build queues, and no way to get him back. The cryo shot, will it be good enough to freeze? It will not even matter, because these chopper VXs, they're here, although so fast on the destruction of that, of the battle lab and that reactor, just going to take it down instantly, and this could be the end of team left side, but team right side, can they finish it out? Oh man, the Flak Trooper's too strong for this, so GTX 480 going to get cleaned up. That was possibly their best shot left, and their couch is out of the game right before losing his super reactor, so I guess GTX 480 got that and then lost it, but God of War is gone as well. This could be it for GTX 480 since he's the last of team left side. The Athena Cannon is out for Kiwi for quite a while, going to be able to do some massive damage, and that is it. Game over. GTX left the game. GG to both of these, to all 6 of these players. By the way, the map is Magmageddon, of course, because, you know, it's nice to know that at the end. And lost connection to Red Alert 3 online. That's just fine, but I'm back online now, so I'm not too worried about it. A little bit of a network hiccup, but a pretty exciting game, a pretty crazy game overall. And let's take a look at that resource graph, see who dominated. Actually, GTX 480, able to put a lot of money into their army, ended up not paying off well enough as they would like. Go ahead and take a look at that unit kill to death ratio. Not a whole lot happening there, although Emperor owning on the unit kill to death ratio, and Ekmal not doing too bad either. But that is going to do it for this cast. Pretty exciting game, and I will catch you in another cast. This is Sybert signing out.